Hello, good evening. I just wanted to jump on here and do a little video. I'm a little late to the party, but I wasn't late to the prediction. Uh, I think we've all seen what happened in Venezuela with the Maduro dictator being taken out by Trump. And I live in South Florida, and down here that's been a hot topic for a while. There's a large Cuban community here. I was born and raised here in South Florida, and there's deep sentiment, against communism and anything that smells like it. And there's also a lot of Venezuelans that are living here in South Florida as well, uh, you know fleeing from the dictatorship that was happening down there for decades now. It started with Hugo Chavez, and then when he passed on, the next in line was Maduro. And at work, we've been talking about this, through the days, war gaming, the whole situation. And I had made a prediction, and I said, and a bet. I usually don't bet, but we made a little wager, me and a coworker, and I said, you know what, this is gonna go down, you know, before New Year's, but let's say, to be for sure, when we come back from Christmas break and New Year's break, by Monday, January 5th, that man is not going to be there anymore. And that was the wager. So we had a treasure. We both gave $5. And so the winner got the $10 bill. And the person that was holding the money wrote a little legend on here. My nickname is Nolstralandin. Uh, you know, for other reasons as well. But you know, I made this one, and here's my so we immortalized this in this little placard, bill holder, and nothing. We're you know very happy here in Miami for the Venezuelan people, and hopefully they can break out of that communism that has just brought so much poverty and death, and hopefully they can just start rebuilding and have a more prosperous future. You know, a lot of people have suffered and died. Uh, you know, the guy's a clown. He clowned around. He thinks he's funny, and with that charisma that he does have, complete idiot. But people are missing the fact that the guy's a killer. You know, they kill people. That's they have captured people of the opposition, put them in prisons, killed, raped the women in the prisons. It's not a game. It's serious crimes against humanity. You know, even right now, people can't even go out and celebrate the way they want to because they have the what they call them, the colectivos, which is basically what they've done is they've weaponized killers. You know, essentially what they do is they get killers from their prisons and cut them loose, and basically are hired by the state to go around in little motorcycles, and they give them guns. Guns are supposed to be illegal. They give them guns, and wherever they see a crowd of people forming, they shoot at them. That's their job, and that's how they squelch. That's how they, keep the opposition down. But this is the moment right now that the people of Venezuela have to rise up as well in the face of all of this, and while the iron is still hot, and they still have the attention of Donald Trump, and and his protection. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But just wanted to make this little short clip, and you know, uh, in celebration for this event. This one definitely, and I want to say this has a lot more to do with freeing the Venezuelan people from the dictatorship. Of course, that's huge, and we're super happy here in South Florida. But you know, this this also is a show of force. You know, um, there's a lot of flexing and posturing going on right now with Russia, with Ukraine, and they haven't been able to solve that issue, right? But a lot of people have regarded or uh, put Russian military power and technology in the same breath as the United States, and you could be sure that we're living in a country with the best military in history. You know, uh, Russia has not been able to take out Zelensky, has not been able to make progress uh, with Ukraine. Iran, supported by China, supported by Russia, with a lot of their technology and missile defense systems, weren't able to do anything against the United States when we took out their nuclear enrichment facilities. And they haven't been able to do much with Israel either, right? And China as well. They're all paper tigers, they're all paper tigers. And this is going to be very, very important, big move for the U.S. Because they're trying to bump us off, and you know, the one that has the stronger military and technology makes the rules, and we're in an economic war, and this is just Trump imposing the power of America, and yeah, this is gonna bring good things because the game is gonna be played by our rules now, you know. So awesome stuff happening around the world, but very happy, and to all the Venezuelan people, congratulations. Have a good one. Happy New Year.